not comply. Words to live by from the Daily Mojo.
Right?
Those are
Speaking
good.
of Bollards.
So this is I think I say this every time, so hopefully it doesn't get boring. Feel good. So we're going to feel good before we get into the deep miring crap hole of our world. So this is that is our world. So there was a track team that had an injured or ill member, and they were going to get disqualified. So this person took it upon this woman took it upon herself to be a team player, and she might have looked silly, but GD, she did a good thing for everybody. So it says no other hurlers were available on the Belgian team, and without a participant, they would have been disqualified. So you people listening, you've got a shot putter. She is a solidly built woman, and she is going over the hurdles at a very delicate pace, but she did it, and their team didn't get disqualified. So I thought it was pretty cool just to show that she persevered.
Every time I see a fatty and walking down the street or attempting to jog, first thing I always think is, wow, they're fat. And second thing I think is good for them. They're trying to do something about it, which I hope that's what people say when they see me walking or trying to jog down the sidewalk as well. Well, at least he's trying to do something about it.
Okay, I will say, do you think the three of us could go over those hurdles?
Not at all. She's tall as hell, too. She's tall.
And
that's
she
why
might be able to.
Yeah.
She's big.
They might be able to.
But she's athletic. She still does a good job. And so I just thought that was kind of cool, just to feel good about ourselves for just a moment before it
She's
goes
big,
to
but
hell.
at least she's heavy. All right, next up is are these the taxes? What are these?
So we're not going to listen to
yeah.
this. Give it about 15 seconds. It's a long rant. This guy he's pretty sharp, but he gets some bad press because he's against the orange guy on occasion. I shouldn't say he's against. He's very neutral in his opinions. If it's bad, he'll call it bad, regardless of who it is. But he's a good person to follow to get information that's relevant. I just wanted you to hear a few things, maybe 10 or 15 seconds of what he has to say, and then go follow it, and then listen to the full length version. I think it's important.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Word, you beanbag, I don't live in Utah. The federal government is about to pilot this exact program. Signed into law than none other than Leaky Depends Joey Basement in the 2021 infrastructure bill. They'll soon be piloting this nationwide. But since everybody's dumb and nobody pays attention to history, I'm gonna stuff it up your dirt star real quick. First of all, for the 9 millionth time, we do not have a taxation problem in America. We have a spending problem. The people, the American citizens paying less money in taxes is good. And with more fuel efficient vehicles and more electric vehicles, the average American citizen saving a few bucks on gas taxes is good. But instead of not squandering our hard-earned...
Stop it. Yeah. So the first part I think we missed. It was Utah, among 4 other states, are going to implement a tax program based on miles driven. Rather than pay at the pump, you're going to get a little, the what is it? The insurance company, the Geico or the Progressive. You plug it into your car at the OBD2 thing, and it checks your mileage. Except the insurance companies checks how fast you go, how quickly you stop, how much you accelerate. So what the proposal is to get that little dongle device to check your mileage. So you will pay by the mile instead of gas taxes at the pump. What he's talking about is the wide-ranging effects of it, and that in the 2021 we're going to raid your wallet bill, that's also in there. So they're going to be able to track your every move. First, they're going to say, oh, it'll just hurt a little bit, just the tip, and we're going to charge you 1 cent a mile, and then they're going to yeah. So listen to that guy. Could you say his Instagram information?
His Instagram is take naps. Take naps. Yeah.
Excuse me.
And
so
gazoon tight.
he has a lot of good information, and sometimes it's hard to, if you're a follower of one political persuasion or the other, you might get a little irritated at him because he doesn't pull punches, but it's very entertaining.
Well, if
to
he
watch
doesn't
him
like
perform.
Trump, F him. I'm not listening to a damn thing he has to say.
Okay, so now we get back to the now we'll get back to the soap opera stuff. So this is interesting. I try and provide good information for folks to talk to other people, like for example, our bad twin Brad in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
The bad twin in our lives. Remember how
misguided twin. I prefer to think she's misguided.
But on the other hand, is the good twin, which she's good. So I
she's
just say
guided.
the bad twin.
Yeah.
Yes. But it's always nice to be able to give information out there to people who need, when you need to talk to people who are misguided, if you will, or just have their heads so far up their butts. So this is one of those that might be a good talking point when you run into idiots. Hit it.
In 3, 2, 1.
Wild stat, though.
Yeah.
We are at 193 countries. I believe we are number 3 in gun violence. Okay. But if you were to take the 5 cities where there is the most gun violence, Chicago, Philly, I think Houston, Chicago, Philly, Detroit. I don't know if it's LA, but I think it is LA.
Just sheer numbers.
Yep. Right. So it's all these cities. If you were to take out the cities and they all have the strictest gun controls. So it's St. Louis, Detroit, it's Chicago, it's Philadelphia, and I think it's Los Angeles. And they have the strongest, the very, very tight gun laws. Keep in mind, they are blue. I'm just saying, not, but if you were to take them out of the equation, we would not be the third, we would be the 189th. That's pretty significant.
Wow. That's amazing.
I didn't fact check it.
You didn't fact check it. Well, good for you. Good for you.
But that's what I want your listeners to do.
Uh-huh.
It's easily discoverable on your own. But you think about it.
How come you didn't? If it's so easy, how come you didn't fact check it?
Well, because you only give me about 16 minutes of this forum. So
that's called prep.
And then you talk too much. And then you take my time in the beating. But it's also true that those stats include 18 and 19
Ron,
year olds.
are we losing his connection, Ron?
No,
because that would suck if we just lost his connection.
Connection's good and solid.
Huh? Is it really now?
Yes,
maybe
it
the
is.
two of you would like to just talk.
You're welcome, Dave.
When they talk about childhood violence by guns, they include 18 and 19 year olds. I mean, it's all a shell game. It's complete BS.
It's lies. It's lies.
But I love that idea that that's what Instagram's about. Why I show this is, hey, is that true? Well, let's go look at it and see. What's the next one?
This is Ben Shapiro, the jab advocate.
I have more daughters than sons, and I'm always an advocate for girls, and their place in the world. Yeah,
me too.
But what pisses me off is when they try that horrible, I want to say bullshit. It's if you go at it with
you just did.
Well, they can't go the rights about the women who Leah Thompson, who wants to keep his junk, but he wants to go in the women's bathroom and flap it all over the other swimmers. And then the Rapinoe and the other soccer player, where they won't stand up. They're like, oh, well, trans. We're all supporting that. Well, you didn't do it when you were playing. You didn't let him in the locker room when you were playing. So this one's kind of hits home, and it's factual. So hit it.
Have you ever been slapped on the back of the head with a wiener? It's not pleasant. Ron will tell you that.
Yeah.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Megan Rapinoe complaining that she does the same work as a man and doesn't get paid the same as a man.
4 World Cup championships and 4 Olympic gold medals for the United States. And despite those wins, I've been devalued, I've been disrespected, and dismissed because I am a woman. And I've been told that I don't deserve any more than less because I am a woman. You see, despite all the wins, I'm still paid less than men who do the same job that I do.
They don't do the same job that you do. They don't. You know how I know? Because Megan Rapinoe, anytime you want, you can go play on the men's team. You can try. After all, gender is it's a social construct. We've been informed by the left that gender does not exist. It's completely a social construct. So,
yeah, is there? I think he made a great point right there.
He made the great point.
Anytime you want, go play on the men's team.
Well, there's another point, and again, I didn't fact check it, but it goes along the same lines. It says, okay, women's soccer grossed $131 million in whatever year they were talking about. Men's soccer grossed like $6.2 billion. And the percentage that the women are paid is about 30, and the percentage that the men are paid is about 7. So if you look at it, the women actually get paid more on a percentage basis than the men do.
Well, they also they just split up everything now. The men have to they split it all and they get 50%. So the men are doing the work, and the women's team that doesn't draw in as much of a crowd gets half of everything. At least that was the last. That was the last report they had on the revenue. So.
Well, remember that silly bitch last week that was testifying in Congress, Kelly Robinson.
Silly bitch.
So she was next.
Yes, sir.
She was next to. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to check. The Kelly Robinson did.
Don't go check. I'll summarize it for you. She sat next to Riley Gaines, the swimmer, and she made the statement that.
Yeah. Her.
But the statement she made was again lies. She said, "Well, look at the Serena Williams. Man can't. She can beat a man in tennis, whatever." And then the Riley Gaines came up with, remember the 200, the challenge. The Williams women would take on a man in a tennis match as long as they were out of the top 200. So they got the 203rd ranked man to play against Serena or the other one, I can't remember, and he whooped her. And she went on like Oprah show, one of the talk shows, and said, they're better than we are. I mean, the player herself, but that silly bitch Robinson, in my opinion, got on and testified in front of Congress that the top women can't be beaten by the top men. So it's just all.
Didn't we settle this back in the 70s with Billie Jean King and Bobby Riggs?
There's that.
What happened? I miss the good old days when, hell, even Billie Jean King is coming out and she calls all this stuff wacky.
Yeah.
That's how wacky it is.
The First Amendment.
Did you know that you have rights? Constitution says you do.
Lives here. Watch and listen at thedailymojo.com.